Okay, so let's have a look at the quotation details in the client's record. It's done in the quotations tab here. All the history is kept in here, and you can see that there's one on the system already for this client. It's got a date, quote number, and a quote type. We allow you to mark it as the type of quote that it is. So was it a visit quote, a telephone quote, etc., email or a telemarketing quotation. So we'll pop this on as a telephone quote, we'll leave that. Obviously you've got the staff member who's done the quote, and then a free text field on the end for any quote notes that you want to make. And they can be printed onto the quotation if you like, or they can just be private notes that are kept within that system there. And you can see on this section here that says item details for the selected quote. This is the actual items that we've added on to this quote, and I'll show you how we do that in a second. But you'll notice that we've got a group in here for carpets and a group in here for leather. So we've done a basic setup on the installation. So when it comes down, we've set up the service groups for carpets, leather, upholstery, hard floors, rugs, and also retail items. So service groups are groups of items that you provide a similar service on. So if you use the lounge carpet on this line here as an example, the service 1 that we're providing is a clean only service on the carpet. Service 2 is a clean and protect service. Service 3 is the healthy home. And then you can set the system up also to do the monthly maintenance plan pricing. So it can set the monthly maintenance plan pricing up there and also show you the monthly amount as well. Now, this is the setup that we've put in for you already. You can completely edit this and customize it. You can delete bits, add bits in. You can add additional service groups. You can add additional items. And you can call the services that you're offering anything that you like. So a common one is Silver, Gold, Platinum. You could call this Silver, Gold and Platinum instead of Clean Only, Clean and Protect, Healthy Home. Now, they've got different service groups because they have different services applied to them. So if we look at the leather suite now, the leather suite on this item here, you can see the service 1 on this is clean only again, but the second service is clean and recondition. So the carpet was called clean and protect, but on leather we call that clean and reconditioning. The third price that we offer on leather is a recolouring service. So again, that allows us to put recolouring in as the third service for leather. So each service group can have different services that are applied to the items. So just showing how easy it is to add items on. We do it in this box here. We can type the item code in if we know it. Or, so for instance, B would add a bedroom carpet on. Or if we don't know what the item code is, we can just click the box here. The list pops up and go down to B. Bedroom is under B. Choose the item code and you can see that's added that on under the carpets category there. So the system can be set up to either calculate the prices for you, or you can manually add the prices in and you can set the default. This is set to calculate prices automatically for us, and it does that from the quantity field. Now we can click into the quantity field and just type that in if we know what that is. So if we set it up to price in meters, we can type 20 square meters in there and that'll calculate the price. The other clever option that you've got is you can tick the little box here and it opens up this screen that allows you to add the dimensions of the room in and keep that as a note on the record. So the example I've got here is the bedroom. Let's say that you're doing this quotation over the phone and the client gives you the dimensions in feet. All you do is you tell the system that you want to price this, that you're putting feet into it. You tick feet and you put the size of the room in. So let's say this is a 14 foot by 13 foot room, and we can actually type that that's the room in there. But they say they don't want the bed move in, so you can subtract and put the dimensions for the bed in. So that might be 6 foot by 6 foot, and you can make a note that that's the bed, that is the reason you're subtracting that. And when you click check, what that's going to do is calculate the number of square feet, but then convert that back to the square meterage that the pricing table is set up with. When you click OK, you can see that's entered the quantity in there, and it's calculated the price for the clean only, the clean and protect, the healthy home, the monthly maintenance plan prices on the end there as well. So we realise that you may want to manually adjust these prices as well. So you've got that option even after it's been automatically calculated. You just put a tick in the box that says manual pricing, and then you can change the price. Just simply click into the field there, and you could change that to £68 instead of £67. So that's automatically calculated the prices, and then you can manually adjust it. The other thing that we have is discount codes, so you can choose from a selection of discounts and apply that to the item. And we have item notes on the end as well. So if the item's got a weak seam in doorway, we can pop that in there. and then that'll also print out on the quotation, and you'll see where that prints out later. The great thing about that as well is when that's printed out as a job, that'll also carry through and be printed out on the job, so that again you're aware of that before you start the cleaning. Just something else that's in here as well, if I just show you this on the lounge dining room here, you'll notice that this is the automatically calculated price. So we've got a price in there, 149.85, and that's for 29.97 square metres. Now let's say this is a first floor flat and you want to charge 20% more for this, and you want to adjust that automatically calculated price by 20%. We've put a little facility in that's called fudge factor, and our users really love this. We can put 20% in the box there, and when we hit that, it increases the prices on across all the automatically calculated prices. And the great thing about that is the client isn't aware that that automatically calculated price has been adjusted just for them. So there's all sorts of ways that you can use that fudge factor. The only other thing I want to show you is that you can apply a quantity discount as well. So if I hover over this field that says QD, we can see there's a little box opened up and it says quantity 40. The quantity 40 means that there's a discount applicable at 40 square metres. So I can see here we've got a total of 43.5 square metres. So if I put a tick in the box, that's going to apply the discount, the quantity discount, to these items. So the field's gone blue, and you can then see that the discount's being applied to those services there. And if you don't want to apply the discount for this client, again you can just untick that and that won't show the discount on here. So the system's very flexible in the way that you can use it, and it's very flexible in the way that you can set it up. We've put a basic setup in for you. We've added item codes in that are common amongst our existing users, and we'll help you on initial installation and setup to work through and make sure that these are set up just how you want them. All we need to do now is print this quotation out, and what we usually do is we'd print a price for all the carpets and a price for the leather separately, so that you can discuss the various service options of each and total up those for them. So how do we do that in the system? We go to the button up here that says service quote and click that. The little option boxes drop down and we can choose the service group that we want to print the quote for first. So we're going to leave that at set at carpets, and then we can choose the report ID. And there's several in here, lots of different ones. We're going to set this one up using the large landscape with comments on. Then in the bottom section here, we determine which of the services that we're going to display a price for. So you don't need to show a quote for everything. You can just show the quote for clean only and clean and protect if you like. Or in this example, we're going to do clean only, clean and protect, healthy home and the monthly amount. And at this side of the grid there, we've got the item codes. So we've got B for bedroom and LD for lounge diner. They're both ticked by default because the system's assuming that we want to show the prices for both of those. But let's say, for example, they decided, oh no, we're not going to bother with the bedroom at all. You could just untick that and that wouldn't show the price when you print the quote out. All you need to do now is click the report button and preview that on the screen. And that'll print the quotation out, previewed on the screen or printed out directly on your little printer. It's got your details on, your name and company details on it. It'll put your logo in. It's got the quotation date and numbers on, the client's details on, and it's saying that this is a quote for the carpets. If you made any quote notes, that appear at the top in this field here, and then you've got to start to get the description of the items that have been cleaned. So we've got the bedroom carpet. It's pulled through the fact that it's got that weak seam in the doorway. So the client's aware of that on the quote before you start, so you can't possibly be blamed for any pre-existing damage that you note in there. And then it's quoted for the clean only, clean and protect, healthy home and the maintenance plan pricing on the end. And then it totals those up at a service level, so the clean only price is totaled up there. You'll notice there's a couple of boxes at the bottom here. Those can be filled with custom text, and so you can put things like terms and conditions in there, or any notes about what you'd expect, so things like furniture moved and things like that. But the most powerful thing in this software is that on the right hand side here in this layout, what it's doing is the system is looking for the 3 nearest clients to the customer that you're providing this quote for. So Mr. Simmons at the Den, 25 Pennine Road, the system's looked for the 3 nearest clients that have made a comment that have allowed us to use them in advertising. They've been recorded in the system, and this system's then pulled those through and popped those on here. So we've got a Mrs. Johnson of Thorns said, my suite looks bright and clean and smells fresh too. Please say thank you to Matthew who carried out the work, who worked really hard whilst here. So those 3 comments that are on there will be from the 3 nearest people. And as your database grows, you will start to find that these comments are from people in the same street as this person, and it may well be that this lady, or Mr. Simmons in this instance, knows Mrs. Williams, and then immediately can say, if you're good enough for Mrs. Williams, you're good enough for me, and books in. Now, the other clever little feature that we've put in here is a one-click job from quote. So as long as the customer's having all the items done on the same service level, you can click job from quote. You can choose the service level that they want, the clean and protect, the leather they're going to have done on the clean and recondition, and then we can click new job, and that will create a brand new job on the system for them. So there's lots of little things that we've put in just to automate tasks and make shortcuts and make using the system quick, easy, and very flexible